Hey, hello, welcome back to my bait cave. How you guys doing out there? Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. This is actually a little bit before Thanksgiving, but by the time I get this all edited and posted, it's probably going to be after Thanksgiving. But I know a lot of you guys are on a long 4-day weekend, so I hope everybody's enjoying themselves. I just did my 200 subscriber giveaway and still looking for one more person. I am trying to hunt down Toby Hamilton. He says he don't do tech, so I found him what I think on Instagram and I shot him a Gmail. So if any of you guys out there know him, give him a nudge and tell him to look me up and get me a shipping address before the 1st of December, and I'll get his lures out to him. In today's video, I got a new piece of equipment I want to show you guys. I have a new blending block. This was invented by Adam at SDG Lorecraft. It was put together by N2 Manufacturing. These guys make really good injectors. I don't have any. My dual injector is about 6 or 7 years old. It's actually sold by Bass Tackle. I don't know who made it. It lines up with these perfectly, so I didn't wind up getting a new dual injector. But one of these days I will, because I actually like the N2 injectors. I want to get you guys turned around and I'll show you what this thing is all about. So I want to compare these to, this is a regular standard blending block. And this is the new SDG blending block. Let me take them apart here and I'll give you the layout. It's a really unique setup. I'm anxious to give it a shot. So here's what the regular blending block does. It brings plastic down to each side, and then it blends it right in the sprue of the mold. Whereas the new SDG blending block, it brings it down. Well, this is going to be turned around this way. So it's going to bring it down one side and the other, but instead of letting them come out side by side, there's a plate that goes in between them, and it's going to be a front and a back. And I'll show you why that's very important. So let me put this back together. Just remember how that worked with that plate in the middle. So on a typical mold that's not asymmetrical on both sides, you'll have a belly and a top, which is actually shown on here. The reason that's very important, because if you're shooting a mold like this, you're going to have a top, and then this is the belly. So well, that's what you're trying to define in the mold, is the top and the belly. They come in handy on these multi-port bait molds, because each bait has its own sprue, and it's got a top and a bottom, or a back and a belly. So see how the mold itself, back, belly, pretty simple. Keep the back to the belly. That's one great feature, but that's not the most important feature. And this is where it really comes in handy. Is when you go to shoot a mold like this, in this manner, with the old blending block, it had to sit on there like that. So as you fill that up and come to the next one, and the next one, you actually make a seal over the top of each one of these. And then first off, you can't really add, but secondly, when it seals, it can't draw like it wants to. It's like when you put your thumb over a straw, you can hold liquid in it. Well, this works the same way. When that plastic seals that top, it can't, as the bait cools, it can't continue to draw. Where when you come with this new one, this new blending block from SDG, the way it's going to work is you're going to have a back and a belly. So as you shoot these molds, see how it's going to be each one. It's not going to be sealed off, and it's going to be able to draw. Not only is it going to be able to draw, but you should be able to top it off if needed. You know, you could come back and pour it and top it off. So today I want to try it. The other thing that I've noticed on it is it almost looks like a little bit more volume. Maybe not, but to me it does. So I want to see how much easier this is to inject than, say, this type. I'll probably still use this old blending block on a mold such as this. Like this is the Ecto Craw. See, it does have a top and a bottom, but it's coming in this way. And I've never had a problem with these because you're not sealing nothing off. Like when you shoot the two sides in it, they both fill, each one goes to each side of this mold, and when you pull that off, it's still going to have a lot of draw in it. It's not going to be sealed off like the multi-port. I want to start out with a relatively easy color, but with good contrast towards one another. And so I think I'm gonna go with a huckleberry. It's very odd for a swim bait. I don't think I've ever seen one. However, the other day I was shopping at Bass Pro Shop, and I saw some crankbaits in huckleberry. It was a very fine, light color, and they actually used the purple on the top. So here I am. I'm thinking I'm gonna give it a shot in some swim baits. Maybe I'll throw in some slouches, maybe even a whipwad or something. I'm not sure yet. I'm mostly here today to try the new blending block and see how it works. I'm really looking forward to that, and who knows what I'm gonna throw in. We'll just see how the video progresses and what I have time for. I'll show you my recipe for huckleberry. It's not gonna be exactly what I'm doing today. I guess if you, let me see if I can focus that for you. So this is your typical 40 drops green pumpkin. We use a 109 green pumpkin and a bigger black flake, which today I don't have any. So I'm gonna be using some 040 flake, and there's no way I'm gonna use 40 drops. So maybe 10, 15 tops. And then the second thing, which is gonna wind up being a top, which is normally the bottom or the second half, because this is only really used on asymmetrical type baits like worms, creature baits, things like that. So there's really no top and bottom. Maybe on a craw you would have a top and a bottom. So anyway, on the side too, which is going to wind up being my top, I'm going to cut this down about 15 drops of purple, a little 123. And the only thing I'm really going to put in there, I think I'm gonna stick with this 08. This just says blue, but I'm really going to use royal blue. And then I don't have any small hologram. I'm just going to leave that out. And then this this purple pearl, instead of the purple pearl, which I don't have any more of, I'm going to use a blue pearl. I'm going to use this. Let's see if I get that to focus. This blue pearl, and it's supposed to be brilliant. So let's see what that looks like. A lot of times in the bait maker's world, you got to remember that recipes are just really a suggestion. It's up to you how you want to fine tune it and everything. There's no absolutes. It's not rocket science. So I'm always changing these recipes. This is just my suggestion book. And everything else is just how I'm feeling that particular day. All right, so I got both cups ready. I got all the bellies on the molds facing back towards me. So look at the belly port right there. I offsetted the molds so that none will be covering each other that would defeat the purpose. So I got it set up like this, all offset. I want my belly to be green, so my belly color is going to be on my right. I think I got it all straight in my head. I still mess up a lot. Plastic looks good. I think we're ready. I don't want that in it. Sometimes when the plastic cools a little bit on the outside of the cup, it could fall in, but you want to make sure you keep. You got to make sure that it don't fall into where you're going to inject it from, because you don't want no lumps. All right, that's full injectors. Let's see if we can get all of these. This block injects very well. I mean, it's got a good feel to it as far as those passages being open. I think they might be a little bit bigger than a regular injector block, just because sometimes this gets a dual injector sometimes a little bit harder. And it seemed like a good flow. I'll be interested to see what they turn out like. They all filled up well. Had plenty of plastic left. Whoops. One day I'm gonna have to make a bloopers reel, because I mess up a lot. These cups are so nasty right now because when I was vacuuming them out, I didn't have the video going, but I wound up not paying attention and I boiled it over, and that just made a mess. It's pretty hot right now. Let me let these cool down, and then I'll bring y'all back. And something I almost forgot. There's always a cool thing to see is what the inside of the block looks like. This is going to be interesting right here. I've never seen a block like this. Look at that. Look how it just flowed over the top of that plate. That's pretty neat. I gotta say, that guy Adam that invented this block, you ought to go check out his videos. He's an excellent bait maker, but he's got a really good concept for design. Look, see how big these are. I think that's a little bit more volume than what I was getting in the standard blending block. It's a little bit longer because it's thicker this way, but it seems to flow better. Probably a little bit more volume in there. So I got everything cleaned up. Oh, not quite. There we go. Let's take a look. Bring it around this side over here. All right, so I'm also working with a new light here, but I don't know how. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna get around it yet. Well, anyway, here's the 4.1 prey bait. Just take a look at that. First time I've ever done it in huckleberry. It's different, but I like it. I think I'm gonna give this a whirl out in the yeah. I don't know what eye I'm gonna put on it yet, but if I had to guess right now, I would say red. I'm just hung up on those red eyes right now. Or you know what else would look good? If I had some of those blackout eyes. Just plain black. Got a little bit of flashing, but that's my fault. Sometimes with a twin injector, I put a little bit too much pressure. Man, I really don't need to. So man, I like these. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like this combination, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to put the green on the bottom or the top. But after I saw those lures at Academy, no, actually I was at the Bass Pro Shop. Those crankbaits, it got me thinking I really should just go with the green on is the belly color. As far as the block goes, that is the coolest blending. That's probably one of the easiest blending blocks I have ever used. Look how cool that went in there. Look how it kept those colors apart from each other. So let's take a look at this 4.3 sleigh bait. I've really been enjoying these sleigh baits. Oh, it came out upside down. That's my bad. Anyway, I've been enjoying these sleigh baits with a shad dot, but I don't think I'm really gonna do that on these. I think I'm just gonna put the eyes. I don't know, maybe right there, a little shad dot or a kill dot. I think the proper terminology is a kill dot. So another thing about these Epic, look, I did it again. See right there? That's because I was nervous and I put too much pressure on these things. But it comes off real easy. Shouldn't have no flashing at all. If you use the right injection pressure, there's never any flashing on these. But I may put a kill dot right here. I'll have to see after I get the eyes in what I think. But what I was going to tell you about these Epic moles, what I like, look how big that sprue is right there. So even if you don't have enough, you can see where I came back and topped it off with just a solid color. If you don't have enough to top it off, it most of the time, if your temperature's right, it'll never draw more than this. So if you in other words, if you inject this mold, you inject it to the top, and this is filled. When you leave to go to the next port, it'll draw to fill in the top of this and not leave you with no cavities up here at the top. But like what Adam was saying, with the old type blending block, it sealed this off, so it couldn't draw this whole cup. But the way this has been working, it looks like with leaving this open, it had plenty of time to draw this down and fill that nose in all the way. I mean, the nose couldn't get any better than that. Look at this one. I think this was the first one, and I felt like I didn't get enough pressure on it. Nervous about using a new block, you know. This won't never happen again. That's just my bad right there. That has nothing to do with the mold itself. Look at this one. This one's almost got a ribbon down there. That's just plain old operator error. But I'm not planning to let these go nowhere except my tackle box, so this ain't gonna hurt nothing. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't sell those to nobody if they came out like that. See, I got flashing all over that. That's just signs that I didn't think it. I guess when it bottomed out, I thought I had a little ways to go. But this was the first one I injected. The one I remember I did the middle one first. But look at it, and look how clean that laminate is. So here's the last one. This is that 4.4 Shatterbait mold I just got. This one's brand new. And it's going to take the place, well, it's not going to take the place, but it's going to be this is my new chatter trailer. So far, I'm really impressed with it. Look at that. To me, that's beautiful. I'm colorblind, so you guys may not like it. Some of that blue got down there in them tips. And this is really a modified huckleberry. Remember, I didn't have that purple highlight. Actually, that a purple pearl was supposed to go in here. So I put a bright blue pearl in there to give it a pearl effect. And the bottom is basically just green pumpkin. But that's gonna, see, these right here, I may not even put an eye on them. If they're gonna be covered up by a skirt of a chatterbait, I might leave the eyes off. I haven't decided yet. I haven't had a chance to fish with these yet, so I'm kind of leaning towards not using them right off the bat as a trailer. My first thing I may do is just get out there and see if I can land a couple largemouths with this. And if that's the case, then I'll definitely put an eye on it. What I'll do, the way I'll fish this, is I'll have an eye on it, probably have a kill dot. It's got an upper and lower hook slot, so I'm going to use a owner beast hook, a swim bait hook. Screw it in, it's got the threaded spring on top, and then probably a 5 or 6/0 was going to fit in here, and I'm just going to hide that. I'm going to hide that hook, instead of skin hooking it with the upper hook slot. That the barb is going to sit right in here, so you could really yank this through some cover without really getting hung up. But it's also going to be soft enough when that big fish bites on it. Probably ain't going to catch no little fish with it, but I'm thinking the largemouth. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way these came out. I just can't get over the clean lamination lines. Down here, once you get past this, it don't count, because once you start causing turbulence inside when the tail fills in first. So it goes through a lot. These little notches cause little turbulence. You got a tail notch right here, an anal fin, and then just getting into these, it's just going to cause a little bit of swirling effect. But then once you get past that, and you're looking at this part, that's just pure laminate right there. You can't get no better than that, unless you get a shooting star, where all your temperatures are perfect and your dual injector's perfect. I would say you could probably get better than this. But with what I have right now to work with, that's it for me. And I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so I'm gonna turn this camera off for a little bit, and I'm gonna shoot a few more sets of those Huckleberry swim baits. But when I got some leftovers, some ZTX Hyper Shift, and I wanna try this inshore swim bait. I love this mold, and also I hope I have enough of it. I would like to shoot this Epic Slouch with a Hyper Shift, but I also have a few more leftover colors. I think some Texas Gold Rush, and I want to get some of these whip wads. Try to shoot a set of those, and when I bring y'all back, I'll bring y'all back when I'm opening these up. See how that comes out. All right, I'm gonna cut y'all back in. I got the Hyper Shift ready to go. I went ahead and got me a couple sets of each of those swim baits with Huckleberry. It's gonna last a while. But this stuff proved to be a little bit more challenging. It had been sitting up here on my workbench for probably about 3 weeks, and it really absorbed a lot of moisture, a lot of air. I wasn't really expecting that. So my belly, I got all the bellies facing this way, so let's do I think these are the inshore swim baits. These are slouches. Hope I have enough for all of it, but I'll get whatever I can. Not quite a full injector, let's see, but these are a little bitty, so. I hope I'm getting them all. I don't know if I'll offset these enough. Still leaving a good airspace. Oh, that one's going to be a problem. I can tell you already. All right. I think I had enough, but I am going to have to top these off. Well, the sprues on these are a little bit smaller, so I've got to keep them topped off. This one's going to be the problem child if I have one right there. All right, these are cooled off. Let's see what these inshore swim baits are like first. These are the ones I think I had trouble with. So this is the one, see the vacant hole? I think that one is not going to be, if anyone's going to have an issue, it's going to be that one. And it actually wasn't. Look at this one. That one broke off. Look. Yeah. I don't know what exactly happened there. But it's a learning experience. That one didn't even try to fill up. I may have not heated my plastic enough. I think it was. I might have let it get too cool. Well, let's look at a normal one. See, these are going to be... I'll be using these next week. I'm losing my focus. Yeah, look at that. Is that not cool or what? Look how I can't get over the laminate. That laminate line. That block is really it's going to improve so many things in so many ways. The other thing I'm looking forward to when I get back home is I got a whole bunch of these. I'm wondering, this is ETX, and this is ZGF, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm wondering what those two colors are going to look like combined together. I'm going to make some crappie jigs with that. And they're a little bit too small to laminate. Well, I do laminate them sometimes, but I think they're going to look good. I want to know what kind of color effects we're going to get when those combine. This is the one I thought was going to be the problem, but it really wasn't. This one came out good. These two look good. Let me get these off of there. I don't have to hang these. I can lay them flat. I only hang the bigger ones anyway. But look at that. Even with this one bad one, I'm going to throw this in the bag too, because if I'm tearing them up on these and I need one more, I got it right there. Let's hope that's the case. And there's nothing wrong with the mold. That's operator error right there. Some kind of way, either got air in it. I did see a drop go down when I was shifting from ports. I did see some fall in there before I put the block on top of it. So that could have caused the issue, but I'm not saying it did. It's weird. But I mean, I could have cut this one out, but I want to show it's not always fun and games in a bait cave. Another issue I was having with this plastic, this is actually the slouch. I like the 6-cavity mold because it gives me a set every shot. But anyway, another problem I was having with this plastic being remelt, I didn't realize that it would gather so much air, non-condensables, moisture. I had to vacuum it out twice, and I still don't think I got all the air out of it. So the slouches came out a lot better. These are the ones I shot first, if you remember. Those came out okay. Actually, they came out good. There's no air in the head and the tip, and that's because of the new block. See, this is one of the molds that I used to have trouble getting little air pockets right up in here sometimes, and that was because I was sealing off the top of the sprue and not letting it draw. But you can see that's completely eliminated in these. I was anxious to try to use my look at that. No, what I was going to say was I was very anxious to try the whip wad, but because the whip wad, I've always had problems with sucking air right in the tip, just like on these. But I don't have enough plastic for the whip wad, and I thought I had saved enough of the huckleberry, but I didn't. So I don't know if I'm gonna hang these to cure or not. But that's from old plastic too. I don't know if you can see it good, but I got a piece of glitter stuck in there. That's what happens when you let your remelt sit around too long. If you got plans for it, got to use it right away. But I have such chaos up here on my workbench. I'm bound to get stuff in my leftover plastic. Look how this one. Look how that laminated all the way down through the tail. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Got a couple of them that did that. This one kind of swirled up in here a little bit. But I'm using these next week too. These are going to be all on my agenda. So I'm really looking forward to trying them out. Alright, well that's about it for me today. It's getting kind of late. I'm starting to feel that recliner calling my name. See what kind of documentary I can find on TV that... Well, I hope y'all liked this video. It was merely I wanted to introduce you to the SDG custom lure craft multi-block. This thing is a game changer. If you're out there thinking about getting a dual injector and you haven't got one yet, don't waste your money on anything else. Just get an N2 injector and multi-block right from the website. You're gonna be you'll be impressed with this. If you already have a dual injector, especially from Bass Tackle, I think you'll just get the block. It works perfect. I mean, you saw how good it fit in there. And of course, if you got a shooting star, you really don't need it. That has a small enough nozzle on it that you really don't run into the issues you do with the blending block. So something else I wanted to mention before I go is I got an email, or rather a Gmail, from somebody asking if they could help boost my channel or give me ideas. They wanted to give me ideas on how I can boost my channel. And I wasn't really interested in that. When I was reading through a couple things that they wanted to know, is they asked what was my goal or my final outcome for this channel. My goal of this channel is to get every fisherman interested in building their own lures, to learn how and to see how easy it is, and to get interested. I have a great passion for fishing, and it just takes fishing to the next step. And I got a feeling a lot of you guys out there that are just fishing, is not making their own lures but are interested, ought to really try. And it's not like you have to. It's just, it gives you something to do at home while you're not fishing. It's like reloading for the avid shooter. If you shoot a lot, you get into reloading because it's stuff you can do at home while you're not at the range. And building your own lures is stuff you can do at home while you're not out fishing. It's a lot of fun, and it gives you the ideas that you can try other stuff that you can't find on the market. But it really does take up a lot of time, so it's totally understandable if you don't have time. But I'm just throwing it out there. If you do have time, it's really a lot of fun. This video is more built around this blending block, but also if you're liking that recipe for huckleberry, this was a very modified huckleberry. I was trying to copy something I saw at Bass Pro Shop. I think it's going to work. It's not something that I'm ready to throw out there to anybody yet, so those are just going to go in my boat, in my tackle box, and I might report back to you guys on how good it worked. I'm looking forward to see what's coming up in December. Yeah, I'm still having trouble getting in touch with somebody on my giveaway, so I will be drawing at least one more name for a winner of my giveaway. One box has already been shipped out. I'm still having a lot of trouble getting in touch with Toby Hamilton, but I did get in touch with Otis, and Otis, your box is in the mail. It's on the run. You should be seeing that right after Thanksgiving. And U5FB is not available to collect his winnings right now, so he wants me to pay it forward, so I will be drawing that name after the first, and I will get back with him when he's able to collect his reward, and I'll pour him another set just for being such a kind guy. So after the first, there's going to be possibly one name drawn, maybe two more, so I can get these winnings out in the mail. I got them sitting here, and they're not going nowhere. So we'll see what, after the first, we'll see what comes about. So you all take care out there. Have fun. I hope your Thanksgiving was good. And have a great December. Hey, you know what I'm going to say? Get out there and go fishing. Take them kids fishing. I got some youngins coming with me on their Christmas break. I'm going to try to get some videos that they're a hoot when they're out in the boat. So I'll try to get some of that up and posted. And I'm really looking forward to that. So I hope you guys have a great December. So I will see you guys later. And as always, if you like this video, just right down below, leave me a comment. If you like the video, just hit me a little like button. And don't forget to go check out Adam at SDG Lurecraft. He's got some great videos. I know you guys are going to like his content. So hold on. Sorry about that. I hate when I'm trying to sign off and people just feel like it's okay to walk up my driveway. If you don't have a delivery, don't come just walk up my driveway. Now when I'm out in the boat, that's a different story. You just pull alongside and talk to me and I'll probably have something for you. But anyway, you guys stay safe out there. Okay, that little break was for the ice cream truck. Okay, anyway, you guys stay safe out there and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.